Rest your hands in your lap and gently close your eyes. Relax your tongue down and away from the roof of your mouth. Can you hear me okay, or is it too?
Yep.
Okay. Now relaxing your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring all the breath down into the belly, allowing the belly to come out and down, expanding like a balloon. And as you exhale, gently pulling the belly in to help empty the lungs. Nice, long, steady breath, moving with your breath. On your next inhale, slowly lengthening your inhale to a slow 4 or 5 count in your head. And this nice, long, steady breath. Taking your time, lengthening the exhale, so that the inhale and exhale are the same length. After your next inhale, add a slight pause. Exhale and pause. As the tongue, the throat, and the soft palate relaxes, as your breath lengthens, you may begin to hear your breath in the back of the throat. Sounds of the ocean. Ujjayi breath. Victorious breath. Victory over the pose, over the breath, and over the mind. Search for this breath as we settle into each pose. As your mind wanders, as the mind will do, bring your awareness back to this breath. Taking this moment without judgment or criticism and observing how your body feels. Just being aware of any aches or pains, tightness or stiffness. Observing the quality of your breath. How much effort does it take you to fill the lungs? And lastly, we observe the stillness of the mind. Are you present on your mat in your practice? Or is the mind going from thought to thought? Staying with one thought only long enough to move to the next. And if you choose to do so, set an intention for your practice. And gently open the eyes, You're going to interlock the fingers in front, take them to the top of the head, palms up to the ceiling. As you inhale, pressing up toward the ceiling, straightening the arms, maybe the gaze follows the hands. Breathe. And release the hands down, bring the hands in front. You're going to switch your hands. So whichever finger is on top, you're going to switch so your other finger is on top. Hands to the top of the head, palms up. Inhale, pressing up to the ceiling, and breathe. And release the hands down. Bring your hands down to the floor, and we'll come to all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Inhale, drop the belly down, arch and look up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lifting your back, and the head hangs. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, belly drops, arch and look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lifting your back, and the head hangs last. Do 2 more at the pace of your own breath. When you're done, we'll meet in a neutral spine. From here, tucking the toes. Inhale, lifting your hips. Really lengthening through the body. Breathe. Take your time straightening one leg at a time. Just wake up the back of the leg. Then straightening both of the legs, attempting to straighten both the legs, maybe trying to press those heels toward the mat. And inhale, walk the feet forward between the hands, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold, hands grab the elbows, gently shake your head, release all tension in the neck. Breathe. Release the elbows. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lift your toes gently so the weight is shifted to your heels. Toes relax back down. Inhale, lift the arms. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale to center, reverse your grip. Exhale, lean to the right. And back to center, release your grip, a gentle back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, plant the hands, step the feet back to a plank. Exhale, slowly lower with control, point your toes. Inhale, lifting the chest. Stay here for a few breaths. Really allow your breath to come down into the belly. See if you can get that belly to expand. Tuck toes under. Lift the hips up and back to downward dog and breathe. You're gonna lift the right leg up toward the ceiling. Your right foot between your hands. reach down and help it there with the right arm. You're going to keep that left leg straight. Rest your left hand on the mat. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right, lifting the right arm up toward the ceiling. As long as there's no tension in the neck, the gaze can follow the right hand. And breathe. And release the right hand down. We're going to stay here. Keep those legs strong. Rest your belly on the right thigh. Extend the arms in front and inhale, lifting the chest. And breathe. Another breath. You're going to rotate the left heel down toward your mat. Arms come to a T. So your toes are pointed directly toward the side. Palms to the ceiling. Allow the chest to open. Turn only your hands, palms to the floor as you gaze over the middle finger of the right hand. And breathe. Bring that right forearm to the right leg. Bring that left arm overhead, extending out the left fingertips. Another breath. Windmill the arm back up to a T. We're going to windmill down to the mat. As you do, rotate on your left toes. Step back with the right foot. And then just lift the hips back to downward dog. And find your breath. Left leg lifts. Bring that left foot forward between the hands. Again, you can help it up if you need to. Keeping that right leg straight on the right toes. Rest your right hand on your mat. As you exhale, twisting to the left. Lifting the left arm up toward the ceiling. As long as there's no tension in the neck, the gaze can follow the left hand. And breathe. Release the left hand down, resting your belly on the left thigh. Extend the arms in front and inhale, lifting the chest. And breathe. We're going to rotate to the right. Right heel comes to the mat. Arms come to a T. Rotate the palms up towards the ceiling so your chest opens. Turn only your hands, palms to the floor. As you gaze over the middle finger of the left hand. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Come forward, resting your left forearm on the left leg. Bring that right arm overhead, extending out the right fingertips. And breathe. Another breath. Windmill back up to a T. Windmill the hands down, come onto your right toes, step back with the left foot. As we lift the hips back up to downward dog and find your breath. Inhale, walk the feet forward between the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and hang like a rag doll. And breathe. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center.
Get in. Come on.
What's that?
She's screaming at the door. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, it's okay.
My cat. My bad.
It's okay. All right. Keep the knees together. Inhale, lift the arms. On an exhale, you're going to drop your hips down and back as if you're going to sit into a chair. Keep extending out the arms. The fingers are spread. Palms are tight. Try to slightly lift your gaze as long as there's no tension in your neck, but the body should go with. Bring your hands down to heart center. You're going to lower slightly, and as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. You can bring your left elbow down to the right knee. Pressing the palm together. Back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right elbow to left knee. Back to center. Inhale, we come all the way up, rise. Gentle back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. And breathe. Halfway lift, plant the hands, step the feet back to plank. Lower slowly with control, punch your toes, inhale at the chest. Tuck your toes under, lift the hips up and back. Find your breath. Bring your knees down to your mat. We're going to do that like elbow push-up kind of thing we did last week. So go ahead and come down onto your forearms, interlock the fingers, tuck your toes, lift your hips. And this is your own count, so don't overdo it, but we want to warm up the shoulders. So forward and back at your own pace. You can drop the knees if you need to, but do not do more than 10 at the most, so we don't overtire. And when you're done, you just go into child's pose. So I know you are done. Just take a few moments to find your breath. You can slide your hands under the shoulders, slowly come up to sitting. So we're gonna go into shoulder stand. We're gonna set it up. Did you have blankets by chance? If not, I can use your mat.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm
So we're gonna
move
use your
stuff
blankets and a strap. So before we set the blankets, what you're gonna do with your strap is you're gonna make it into a giant loop. So I don't know if you have buckles or a black one. You're gonna go through so that you can make a loop that you can adjust the size of.
Okay.
And you're gonna adjust it so that when it's above your elbows are about shoulder width apart. It's okay if they're slightly wider. So see how my elbows are just a little bit outside my shoulders? That's okay.
Okay.
And then when you get it set, you can set that up for the moment. And we'll come back to the strap. So I'm gonna take my blankets, and I have it pretty big, so I like to be able to, when I'm in the pose, rest my arms on the blanket. So we're gonna be here. I like when my arms are on the same height as my blanket. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you have big enough, and even if you need two, it's better to have higher, and then you can always go lower as you develop muscle tone and all that. So I'm going to demonstrate it. I'll show you what it's going to look like, and then we can talk through it together. So I'll turn this down. After you're sitting down, if you put it on before, it's tricky to get down. I'm going to take the strap and I'm going to put it behind my arms. I'm going to do it this way though. So it's just like this, above the elbows.
Okay.
I'm going to lay down, and I want my shoulders right by the top edge of the blanket. I'm not down here, and I'm not all the way above the blanket. I'm right near the edge of the blanket. Going into shoulder stand, a lot of times it's a fling. Problem if you fling, sometimes you go right over top and do almost like a back roll somersault. The easiest way for me to do it is to just do like a leg lift. So I kind of put my hands down and I just lift my butt. Okay. Once I get it here, hands go. And then I walk my hands. As I walk my hands closer to my shoulders, my legs lift. Don't worry about where the legs are. A lot of times you're looking at your knees, and that's okay. Over time, you're taking the legs back. But as you do that, it's a lot more strength and stability in your arms. And then here we're going to be mindful we're not crashing the chin into the chest. When we come out, I like to kind of go in a plow, so I just kind of let my legs straighten. You can even bring the hands to interlock. And then we slowly roll out. We'll roll to one side, and you can slide the strap off arms. All right. So we'll give that a try, and I can watch with my glasses on. There you go. Good. That looks good.
One sec. Sorry.
It's okay.
Technical difficulties.
It's all right. No problem. This is your practice.
Should I get further away from the wall?
Well, you just won't be able to do plow. That's all. That's okay.
I hate this pose. All right. It's
You can do it. I believe in you. You did good at the headstand. So give it just a little bit more. It's okay. So this was a little hard. If we were in a classroom, I could help you get up a little bit.
I
If
think
you-
it's the strap that's bothering me.
Okay. You try without the strap. That's fine. That's closer. There you go. So even there, even that, like you're doing plow, that's a great way to start. And then get your arms a nice foundation, and then maybe you just lift one leg at a time. Oh. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. So if you want to practice that,
Okay.
this is a really healthy pose to be able to do.
Right.
In fact, B.K.S. Angar, who's well known, he calls it the best asana. It's the queen of all asana.
Okay.
It is super healthy for all your adrenal glands, your lymph nodes, all of those things. It just really feeds all of these with blood that they don't get a lot of because they're above the heart. Right?
Okay.
So being able to do this pose, if you're only going to do one yoga pose ever, this would be the pose.
This is it. Okay.
This is it. The second would be a headstand. Okay. Because
Okay.
if you think about it, it's just changing your whole cardiovascular system and how it moves the blood and everything like that.
Okay.
So even if you're just in plow, like you were with your feet up to the wall, that is right there as far as being healthy, right? And being beneficial. That is an extremely beneficial pose also. So spending some time in plow with your arms behind you, that's going to help build some of that strength that you're going to need. And then maybe, when we did headstand at the wall and you just lifted one leg, maybe you leave one foot on the wall and just practice lifting one leg at a time. You're going to get a lot of benefit out of that.
Okay.
And then over time, both legs follow.
Okay.
So just a couple things to, to try when you're practicing on your own.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, just keep working. And if there's someone there that would want
Right.
to help,
Sometimes it's like I can get up, and then certain times I can't. And then I always go to plow because I half-ass it. So
that's okay.
because I can do plow.
The only reason I use the yoga strap is if you think when you're upside down, when you're standing,
You want your
if you're
you want your elbows in, right?
Yeah, because otherwise you just don't have stability, right? If you think about when you're standing, it'd be like standing bow-legged.
Right.
You're just not stable that way. So I use a
Maybe
strap.
I just had it too tight.
And that's possible. Yeah, it's okay if you're here, right? But you don't want to be way out. And that's what tends to happen a lot of times when, people aren't using a strap. So,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, play around with it. You'll find a spot that's a happy place. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Emergency broadcast system.
Sorry, flash flood warning now.
That's okay. If you need to go, you let me know.
No, I'm good.
I don't want you swept away.
I know, right? Well, I can hear you now. There's no more hail.
Good. That's very good. So before we go on, any questions with that at all?
I'm trying to figure out a way of like even maybe using props to either help me or does that even
The best
you just gotta
thing,
get your butt over your head?
if I was in class with you, what I would have you do is lift your legs as high as you could. I would stand like side to side with you. I put my arms around your legs and I'd lift.
Right. Okay.
Okay. If it was someone that really knows you, they could stand like over your chest and grab your ankles and lift.
Right.
And that gives you a chance to get your hands up because it's about trying to walk your hands closer to the shoulders.
Right. Okay.
And that's like a kickstand.
Okay.
on a bike. And if you think about it, you know, if the kickstand's loose, the bike never stays up.
Right. Right.
So you really have to have a good solid foundation of your arms to your back. Otherwise, all bets are off. And it
Okay.
is a lot of shoulders. So to be able to bring the shoulders together and to lift,
Mhm.
doing those shoulder exercises will be very helpful for that as well.
Okay.
But
All right.
really
I'll practice.
adding blocks or anything like that is not really going to help you too much.
Okay.
Because you couldn't put them in a place. I would have to do it for you after you were up. But then
Gotcha.
I'd have to move them before you came out.
Gotcha. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well, then why don't we do this? Why don't we go right to the wall? So take your mat out the side of the wall and we'll do some stuff on the wall. You're just gonna lay it on your back. Move this so you can see me. We'll use the strap as well. So what we're gonna do is lie down on your back, and you're gonna take that strap and place it right above your knees. So I have it right here. And I'm gonna tighten the strap so that my knees are touching. Now, as you're lying here, my legs are about at 90 degrees. I'm gonna separate my feet enough so that I can see my heels. So you know when you're sitting on a block, right, and your heels or your feet are outside your hips?
Yeah.
That's what that's what we're doing. We just don't have the block here. All right, so
Okay.
that's same. And it's okay if the feet are a little pigeon-toed. Then as you're lying here, you can rest your hands to your sides, whatever's comfortable. You're gonna try to break the strap. And what I mean by that is you're just gonna try to separate your knees. So you can control how intense this is. When you do that, you might feel it in your groin, you might feel it in the outside of the hip. We're really taking some time here to make sure that our femur, this top bone, is right in the hip where it's supposed to be. So we're just gonna stay here for a few breaths. If you need a rest, you can just slowly release the pressure on the strap, and then if you want more intensity, so you can kind of play around with that, what feels good to you. Just gently close the eyes. Relax your tongue and your throat. And breathe.
Took my love, took it down.
Long, steady breath.
And I saw my reflection, snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is it? Can't shine in my heart right above. Can I sail
Breathe.
ocean tide? Can I handle seasons of my life?
We've been here for a few breaths. I want you to just kind of feel how your lower back is on the floor. Is the back completely flat on the floor? Or can you kind of untilt your pelvis a little bit to maybe help just kind of lighten it right under your lower back, that lumbar area? Can you lighten it a little bit so it's not pressing as hard into the mat?
Children get older, I'm getting older too.
Another breath or two. And slowly relax the legs and slide the strap off the knees and set it to the side. And we'll stay right here at the wall. Here you're going to take your right ankle and place it on your left knee. You want to make sure your butt is on your mat, so if you need to, you can scoot a little further away from the wall as needed. You have a couple options here to change the intensity. I can take my right hand above the knee, so closer on my thigh. If I need, I can push the knee closer to the wall. Being very mindful we're not causing any knee pain in that right knee. And breathe. Then here you can control the intensity. You can release slightly if needed, push a little harder if needed. So be mindful of the knee. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, soft palate.
Praying that you and me might end up together. It's like wishing for rain as I stand in the desert, but I'm holding you closer than most, 'cause you are my lover.
Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate.
If you don't love me, pretend a few more hours, then it's time to go. As my dream moves down the East Coast, I wonder how you'll keep on. Still need to cry.
Another breath.
Broken to one.
And slowly take your time as you uncross the right leg. Place the left ankle on the right knee. Adjust your distance away from the wall as needed. And here again, be mindful of the left knee. You can increase the intensity by gently pressing on the thigh of the left leg. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. A long, steady breath. Another breath. And you slowly release, uncross the leg. We're going to slide our butt, square butt closer to the wall. From here, we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. So knees are going to go out to the sides like a butterfly. To change the intensity, you can either bring the feet closer to the floor or take your hands on the thighs and gently press them closer to the wall. And breathe.
You are my heaven. Oh, you are my heaven.
Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Another breath. You're gonna bring your hands on the back side of your legs. Slowly use your hands to bring your knees together and straighten your legs up the wall. Again, you can scoot closer if needed, as long as your butt stays on the floor. From here, you're gonna just separate the feet. So allow them to fall out to the sides. Hands rest on your sides where they're comfortable. And breathe. Long, steady breath. Another breath. Bring your hands underneath your legs and help your arms. Use your arms to bring the legs back together. You're going to bring your arms out to the side like a T. And as you exhale, you're going to allow both of the legs to fall over to the left. They may not get to the floor. It's wherever they're comfortable for you. And as long as there's no tension in your neck, you allow your gaze to fall wherever the neck is comfortable. And breathe. And inhale back to center. Next exhale, the legs drop over to the right toward the floor. Gaze falls where the neck is comfortable. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Next inhale, come back to center. We're just going to stay here for a minute or so you can relax your arms to your sides, palms up. Gently close your eyes, breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate. Long, steady breath. Another breath or two. And as your breath moves you, taking your time, you're going to roll out onto either side. And then you're just going to find a comfortable place to rest on your back. Arms to your sides, palms facing up. Eyes gently closed. Relax your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate.